Welcome, everyone, to Off the Cuff. I am Adam Banks. Thank you for listening to the show. Nellie is in the studio with me. Nellie, how's it going?
It's been better, Adam.
It's
good to be back.
So much has been going on. Donald Trump has announced his new vice president candidate, Mr. Mike Pence, the governor of Indiana. Nellie, your thoughts on that?
You know, at this point, I'm getting to the point where I'm so sick of it all, I could just throw up.
Well, you know, it's almost over.
I know, and I'll be glad, I think.
You say that. It's almost over. November is the election. That's less than 3.5 months away.
Yeah.
And Hillary Clinton has yet to pick her vice president.
She knows who she's going to be.
I think so, too. Do you think it's going to be Bernie Sanders?
It might be.
That's what people have been
That's
saying.
kind of scary.
To think that Bernie... I think that Bernie is such a hypocrite because he talked about for so long how Hillary Clinton...
He would never support her.
And how she wasn't fit to be president.
Yes.
And then here he turns around and supports her.
Well, they all do the same thing. It's just like all them senators and stuff with Trump.
Not Donald Trump, though, himself. They asked him at the beginning of the campaign, they said, Mr. Trump, they said, if you don't get president, will you support anybody on this stage? And he said no. So, that's what I like about Donald Trump. I didn't think you would like Mike Pence because he's the Indiana governor, and he is the one who, if you remember, last year it was actually this year, during the March Madness, he was the one that gave the okay for if you didn't believe in gay marriage, you didn't have to make a gay couple a cake if you owned a business. You could deny them.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
He was the governor who supported that. So I feel like that you would be more against Trump than what you already are. I don't know. I don't know who you're for.
I don't like him. I don't know who I'm for yet either.
But you are going to vote, though.
Oh, yeah, I'll vote. I'll make a decision, but it's going to be hard.
Yeah. You definitely need to vote. So
I swear.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. So, Nellie, you have had a lot going on. Do you want me to address the listeners of what's going on, or do you want to be able to do it yourself?
It's whatever you think's best. I mean, I can do it.
Well, go ahead.
Well, I was just recently, not quite 2 weeks ago, diagnosed with breast cancer. And just wanted to share that with the listeners so they could tell their girlfriends or their selves, to remind themselves to be sure and be very... Just do it every month. Check every month around your breast and men too.
So what's happened is you are a cancer survivor. You have had cancer before. You've survived it. You had breast cancer. Mm-hmm. Okay, and you have been cancer free for how long?
Well, in the same year I had that, I had a cancerous tumor on my kidney, all in the same year. And that was in 2009, 10, and 11.
Okay, and so you've been cancer-free since 2011. So in 2016, you felt like, how did you discover this breast in your lump? Like, was it...
This lump in my breast?
Yeah.
Well, actually, it was kind of dimpled. And that's how I noticed it. Because I'm one of those people... It doesn't bother me personally. I guess I cared about too much what people would think. Mm-hmm. But I have never had a breast on the left side since 2009. So, because of the other cancer I had, and then I've had skin cancer, and now I've got breast cancer again, and it's a totally different kind than the kind I had.
So you noticed this lump, you noticed the lump, you didn't feel it, you noticed it with your own eyes at first?
Yeah, I saw the dimple in my breast.
So you started feeling around?
And it tells you something's not right.
Started feeling around, and then you realized...
and I thought at first, women especially will know what I'm talking about, and I'm sure a lot of husbands will too, but they call it a fibristic there's a lot of little cysts in your breast, and they're fibristic.
Breast cancer is the number one, I'll look this up, it's the number one cause of death of cancer for women is breast cancer. Uh-huh. And for men, it's prostate cancer. And those are the two things that we just need to keep check on. Cancer, it knows no age. It can hit a 5-year-old. It can hit a 50-year-old. It can hit a 70-year-old. It knows no age, and it does not discriminate. White, black, tall, skinny, fat, ugly, pretty.
Rich, poor.
rich poor. It does not. And
No.
people need to be aware of breast cancer, and people who think that it can't happen to them, it can happen to you.
Well, I want to say that I never dreamed that I would be here again. I never dreamed after the last,
You really
I
didn't
was
think
very sick for about 2.5, 3 years.
You didn't think you would have cancer again after being a cancer survivor? You didn't think for a second that cancer would come back?
Well, I mean, like I said, here I'd been through skin cancer, breast cancer, and I had a tumor on my kidney
Right.
that had to be removed. I almost died a couple times during this time, and it's just really hard to think that I'm going to get ready to be on another
Possibly
adventure
go
or
through
whatever
that
you
again.
want to call it.
Well, so I will be at your surgery when that happens, whenever that is, whenever you have your surgery and your doctor appointments. I want to know what happens at every one of these. Okay,
Right.
I want updates. I want to know details. So what we know at this point is that you are going in for surgery, and hopefully that surgery cures the cancer.
Yeah. I just want to tell people, if you think you have something, if you're just not real sure about what it is, please go check it out, just to be sure that it's, everything's okay. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with it. It's very important.
I agree.
I cannot say that enough. This is the second time I found something in a breast.
Right, I
So,
agree. And it needs to be, we need to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
We got to. But, Nellie, God's going to take care of you.
Oh, I know that.
He's going to take care of you. I promise you.
He's never left me before.
So, to shift gears of something a little bit more lively, because that's very depressing. But you're going to get through this.
Right.
You're going to survive it. The
Thank
Emmys
you.
are coming up. The Emmys.
Yeah, we love the Emmys.
We love the Emmys. Jimmy Kimmel is going to be the one hosting
Well,
the
I
Emmys.
kind of like him.
Yeah, from ABC. He
Why
hosts
is
Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Fallon don't do none of this stuff?
Well, it's because Jimmy
I
Fallon.
like him.
You like Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon, I think, will eventually do some of this kind of stuff. But ABC, Jimmy Kimmel's on ABC. It's kind of more advertisement for their show, Jimmy Kimmel Live.
yeah.
If it was on NBC,
Which
maybe
I
they'd
like
get
Jimmy Kimmel too, but I just love Jimmy Fallon.
Well, so we have a lot of shows. I just want to mention like the main awards and the nominees. Our show, Better Call Saul, was nominated for the Primetime Emmy of Best Drama. It's going to be nominated for Best Drama. What do you think about that?
But what is?
Better Call Saul, our show, the one we
Well,
like
I
so
love
much.
it.
Yeah,
I think it's awesome.
I tweeted out to Brandon K. Hampton.
Yeah.
He was on the show. If you guys remember him from Better Call Saul, he
Yeah,
plays Ernesto.
yeah.
Tweeted him out, and I said Brandon K. Hampton got robbed of a Emmy. Where's his
Right.
Emmy? And he just tweeted me back and said, "Oh man, keep watching. You never know what could happen next season." But 7 Emmy nominations for that whole entire show. Better Call Saul was nominated for Best Drama. Bob Odenkirk, who plays Saul, was nominated for Best Actor. And Mike, Jonathan Banks, is the actor. He was nominated for Best Supporting Actor. What do you think?
I think that's pretty good.
It is,
pretty awesome.
And we watched the show.
Oh yeah, I love it.
We like it. But yeah, our other show, OJ versus the People. My man John Travolta was nominated for his portrayal of what was his name? The lawyer.
Oh shoot! Now you'd have to
Robert
Kardashian.
Shapiro.
Yeah, there was a Kardashian and
David
Schwimmer.
Schwimmer was nominated
Yes, he did a great job
for his role of Robert Kardashian. And
he did an awesome job, I thought.
our girl Marcia Clark was nominated for Best Actress
She did a good job.
for what was her name? Her real name was Sarah Paulson.
Yes.
And surprisingly, I was a little surprised by it, but Cuba Gooding Jr., who played OJ, was nominated for Best Actor.
I think that Cuba Gooding
Jr.
Jr. is one of the best actors. I like him in a lot of things he does, but he was not the person to me for that role.
Yeah.
He wasn't near the size They just something about his face that just makes me mad. I mean, he just always so got a good heart in most of his movies, and tries to. I don't know. I just didn't like him in that.
It was a good portrayal.
Maybe it's because
so you don't think he
doing...
portrayed OJ well?
Well, I think he portrayed him well. It was just.
That's what it's about, though. It's not about what you like. It's about.
It's about what I like when I'm watching it.
No, it's about the performance of the actor. It's about the performance.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about the performance.
I gotta say one thing.
Okay, you go ahead.
I just want to tell Jimmy Fallon, when all this cancer stuff is over with me, I want to come see him. I want tickets to go see Jimmy Fallon.
So we should get you tickets for Jimmy Fallon. When you
Lord,
get cancer free.
I'd be so excited.
When you get cancer free, I'll take you to New York.
Oh,
and we'll go watch Jimmy Fallon.
That'd be so awesome. But I want to know I'm getting in.
You want in?
I want a good seat.
Of course.
I want to shake his hand or something.
Nellie, I'm looking at what's trending here on Twitter. It looks like that they're coming out with Nintendo. They're releasing the regular Nintendo again, like the old Marios and Donkey Kongs, and they're releasing the old Nintendo.
Or have they lost their...
People like it. People from the '90s and stuff like it. And Nellie, you haven't liked this picture that I posted on Facebook. It says part of the problem with the world today is no one snaps
green beans with their grandmas anymore. I thought I did because I loved it. It reminded me of sitting and doing it with Jim's mom. And
did you ever snap green beans with your grandma?
Yeah.
Did you ever snap them with your mom?
Yeah, I don't remember if I ever snapped them with my grandma because both my grandmothers were dead when I was little.
So who'd you snap green beans with?
My mom and myself.
Yeah.
And my kids.
Yeah.
And
so my
mother-in-law.
You snapped green beans with your kids too? That's good. I remember snapping green beans with my great-grandmother. Mm-hmm. Her the most. She used to sit out there. She used to have a little apron, and she'd put it on her little legs, and she'd put all of her little green beans on her legs, and she would snap the green beans, and she'd throw them in a bowl.
Jim's mama would, everybody always called it, we need to get us a mess of beans. Yeah. Did they say that there?
Yeah, she say mess of beans. And,
get a mess of beans and put potatoes in them and carrots sometimes.
And sometimes they would string the beans.
Oh, yeah. There's got to be string, yeah.
Yeah, they got to be strung. Because
I hate them.
I hate having strings in my green beans when I'm eating them.
What is the ones we used
to do? That's when you're eating...
Half runners is what we used to get.
That's when you're eating poorly broken green beans is when you're eating the yarn from the green beans.
The string,
yeah. But yeah, nobody snaps green beans with their grandma anymore. That's what's wrong.
Oh, some of the best conversation you will ever have
will be with your grandmother. Smoking, or not smoking, but snapping green beans. And I think that's what's wrong with a lot of the problems here today in America is nobody is snapping green beans with their grandma.
Yeah, just that simple life. It's just like today. McKenna, her mom had gotten this, syringe from the dentist when they did some work on her tooth. It was kept it washed out in that area, and it was hooked.
Yeah.
Well, we got that out. She had a jar of water, and we had ball. I soaked her with water, and she soaked me.
Well,
and she had the best time.
But you guys still aren't snapping green beans. See, the thing about it is, Nellie, is people. You got to think about the way you grew up. It was totally different with the way It's totally different with the way Ken is growing up. Kids today they're not growing up with the way. I'm lucky because I had old grandparents, so I got to.
And you lived in Eastern Kentucky, so that is simple life.
It is the simple life, and we were sitting there eating, or we were sitting there on the porch, and my grandma would be snapping the green beans. She'd be putting them in her bowl.
Yeah.
And you'd be having conversation, and you'd just be learning and just getting respect and learning how people used to earn their money. And that's what's wrong with a lot of the problems today.
Right.
Kids don't get to hear that, and the upbringing, and you don't have respect for your grandparents, and just snapping green beans on the porch.
Right.
That's what it's all about.
I'm telling you.
That really is what it's all about. Well, Nellie, it's always great when you come in on the show and do the show, but I wanted to let you tell the world about your problem because, you've been absent from the show and you've been sick, so now the world and the podcast listeners know why.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get through it.
I ain't gonna tell you, I'm scared. I'm not gonna lie about it.
You think so?
I'm scared. I mean, I just can't help it.
Nellie, what are you scared of the most?
I just hate to go through the
Going through
surgery
it, yeah.
and just praying that I don't have to have chemo or radiation, or I hope my hair don't fall out.
Right.
Yeah, again.
Yeah.
Of course, I guess it's better than the last time. It was wintertime when my hair fell out last time. I had a little head like a froze.
You'll be like a good little Demi Moore, though. You'll rock the bald look. You can rock
Oh,
it.
I did. I did. I'd go with makeup on, my earrings, and that was it.
Didn't you get mad at a woman one time at a bar?
Yeah, because she was looking. Tim had bald head. He was the guy that I lived with at that time.
You just scared her. You just jumped over the table. You scared her.
No, she kept staring at us, and like they kind of got to giggling and stuff, and you feel like they're talking about you.
So you just jumped.
So I just said, we didn't do this because we're that couple. We did this because I got cancer. Okay. He was bald before I had cancer, so. But that's not something we chose to do.
Well, Nellie, I want to thank you for being here. We need to take a vacation soon. Get out of town.
Lord, when I get well from this, I would love to. Dude, I might
Get
have
away
a
from
new
everything.
set.
Get away from everything.
I might have a new set.
I don't know. We'll see you later, ladies and gentlemen.